So for today, with our workout, we are going to start off with a 9-minute EMOM. I'm going to go through those movements after letting you see them here quickly. I just got to turn on screen share. So at the top here, you will see the warm-up 9-minute EMOM. We have 3 movements that we're going to do. We are going to start off with a 30-second wall sit march. The rest of that minute is rest, so you'll get about a 30-second rest there. After that, in the next minute, you guys have 20 pike shoulder taps, and then in the last minute, a 40-second glute bridge. So just quickly turn screen share off here for a second. I'm just going to show you those exercises once again so you guys can actually see me in a bigger screen. With the wall sit march, you're going to find a space on the wall. Sorry, I'm so far away. And then from here, you are going to bring one leg up, then the other leg up, one leg up, then the other leg up. Now, hopefully this isn't too much of a challenge. If it does happen to be, obviously just hold that wall sit. For the 20 pike shoulder taps, you're going to get into a piked position, and then you're just bringing one hand up, touching the shoulder. You're going to touch your opposite shoulders, or if you really want to work on mobility, you can kind of work on touching your same shoulder. And then the last one is that glute bridge. It's just an iso hold. So we're down on the ground, hips come up, squeezing the glutes, pulling knees slightly apart. I'll get the screen share back up, and then we will get timer going for that. So for the timer, got it set as a 9-minute EMOM, and we will get started in 3, 2, 1, and go. So finding that spot on the wall, we're just holding that wall sit march. So just bringing one leg up, then the other leg. Now, it's 30 seconds, but we're not really trying to aim for any specific amount of reps. We're just going to try and keep a nice steady march. You guys don't have to really work super hard for this. It is just warm up. And then nice and easy, a 30-second rest. Holy, not a whole lot of work getting done in that one, but we're just trying to warm up the body for some structural balance work that we're going to do today. After we do our structural balance, we're going to be doing a big aerobic conditioning piece. There is going to be lots of resting today, so do not worry. It's going to be nice and fun for you guys. Getting set into our pike shoulder taps, 20 total. So it's just 1, 2, we do want to try and keep our back nice and straight. Obviously, it is a mobility thing. If you aren't really able to get your back nice and straight, you might have tight hamstrings, tight low back, or just decreased shoulder mobility. Either way, just do what you can here. It's 20 taps total, not per side, just total. And then we're going to do a 40-second glute bridge hold in about 10 seconds. So getting set up for that. If you really want to and you want to add a little bit of resistance, you can put a dumbbell on your hips. Obviously not a super heavy one because we don't want to burn out right in the beginning of the warm-up. But here we are just holding the bridge and squeezing your glutes. Just working on staying nice and strong here. Should be able to feel your glutes squeezing and try not to arch your low back. 10 more seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Nice and easy. 1 round done. Now we're going to go into round number 2, getting set back up for those plank wall marches. What did I just say? Wall sit marches, not plank wall marches. 2, 1, and back into it. We're working a little bit on hip flexors here. So when you bring your leg up off the ground, you're squeezing one of your hip flexor muscles and getting the action there. We do want to try and have that 90-degree angle at the knee and just maintain nice solid upright position and rest. Very nice and easy warm up. Obviously, if you need to, grab some water. We're going to want to stay nice and hydrated for today because we do have that big aerobic piece at the end. So we do want to try and get a little bit of water in us before we get to that. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Into those shoulder taps. Now we really don't want to try and sway our butts around. I don't want to see anybody falling around like so. I just want to see nice, strong pike position. I've already lost count of where I'm at, so should be pretty good. And in about 20 seconds, we're going into that glute bridge again. In 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and hips up. Squeezing the glutes. And once again, my cat has come to join us, so either she's going to tell me to work harder, or even you guys can. Keeping your glutes nice and squeezed, nice and tight. If anybody feels this into their hamstrings or quads, adjust your legs by sliding your feet in or out, as we do want just the glutes take that rest. We'll have our wall sit here one more time. And then after this round, we get into the heat of things. 2, 1, and back into your wall march. Ten more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, rest. One last time through those shoulder pike shoulder taps. Wow, I am stumbling for words today. So one more time through this one more time through that glute bridge. And then we'll get into our structural balance work for today. A couple big 10-minute EMOMs. And back into that pike. It's not a quick thing that we're doing today, just something kind of nice, light and easy. Once we get to that aerobic conditioning piece, then things are going to kick up a notch. Then it's going to get a little bit harder. But as for the structural balance work today, it's not designed to be a lot of work done, but it's just making us go through these movements, making sure everything feels right, making sure everything feels structured. See what I did there? And into that glute bridge one last time, 40 seconds here. Then we'll take a nice 20-second rest and I'll start explaining stuff. Hips up nice and high, squeezing the glutes, trying to make them rock hard. I like to drive my knees out to get a little bit more emphasis onto the glutes. That abduction motion will help squeeze the glutes a little bit more. And take that rest. So 20-second rest here, but ultimately we are done that circuit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stop that timer. And then I will bring up our circuit 1 so you guys can see it. And then I'll demo everything for you. So again, I forgot to mention this at the beginning. If anybody has anything that they need to kind of ask, by all means, throw something into the chat. I've always got that up. So if you guys need to ask me a question, or if you're like, hey, Cory, I need a modification, by all means, drop it in the chat. Or if you're really confident, you can unmute yourself quickly and then just ask the question that way. So for our structural balance work today, we have 2 10-minute EMOMs. In the first 10-minute EMOM, minute 1 is going to be prisoner good mornings, or if you have any modifications, like if you want to do banded good mornings, or even dumbbell good mornings, or barbell good mornings, by all means, do so. You're going for 6 to 8 reps. That's the goal in this one, but we're going on that tempo again. So we're going 4 seconds on the way down, hit that down position, and then explode back up. I'm going to show you what I mean by that in a few seconds here. After that, in the next minute, again, we're looking 6 to 8 reps per side of staggered push-ups. These are the ones. Now I'll show you here quickly. When I do them, I go one hand pointing out, one hand pointing up. I'll show you those here in a second, but we're going 2 seconds on the way down. After we do all 10 minutes there, we're going to take a big 3-minute rest. And then after that, we have another 10-minute EMOM. We're going to do, starting with a 45-second plank. Then in the next minute, you have a 15-second single leg prisoner good morning hold. This is going to be similar to the good mornings that we do in the first 10-minute EMOM, except we're going to do single leg and it's just a hold position. Again, I'll show you these in a second. So I'll turn screen share off just so you guys can see me a little bit better. So for the goblet or prisoner or barbell or whatever good mornings you're doing, hands are going to go up. I'll adjust my camera so I can actually even see my head. Hands are going to go up above the head. And from here, we are pushing our hips back, stretching those hamstrings. Once we feel that nice stretch into the hamstrings, we pull ourselves back up. If you're doing it with a goblet, you can hold a dumbbell in that front rack or in that goblet position. And then again, it's push the hips back, bring them forward. Then you guys have your staggered push-ups. Again, those are the ones, you can see this a little bit better, where hands are not both equal. One is down to the side and pointing outwards. You're gonna do 6 to 8 per side there. So again, it's dropping the chest to the ground and then pressing back up. Slow and controlled on the way down, quick on the way up. In the next EMOM, this is where you guys had that 45-second plank. So again, it's just a forearm plank down on the ground, keeping your core nice and tight, tucking your hips towards your ribs. Then you have that 15-second per side or good morning iso hold. So for doing prisoner, it's here. You kick one leg back till you feel the hamstring and you hold that for 15 seconds. Then back up, switch sides. Hopefully all that makes sense. And if you have any questions about that, by all means, throw it into the chat. Otherwise, we're going to get going. once I get the screen share on and back to our timer. So total of 23 minutes. Your first minute of that good morning variation, however you're doing it, starts in 3, 2, 1, and go. Again, remember, slow and controlled on the way down. We want to aim for about 4 seconds here. So it's 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, drive up, back down. We want to aim anywhere for about 6 to 8 reps. If you take the whole time, you take the whole time. If you want a little bit extra rest, do less reps. That's how this works. We're giving you a variation of reps to be completed, but keeping it time-based. And again, in that next minute, you have that staggered push-up. Your push-ups, 6 to 8 per side, 2 seconds on the way down. So go 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, press up. Once you do all 6 to 8 per side, you get rest if you need it. Obviously, if you feel like you need a little bit more work and you want to keep working, you can increase your rep ranges, or you can even decrease if you want a little bit more rest. We're back into those good mornings. Hips go back, 4 seconds, drive them forward. Hips go back, nice stand at the top. And you really want to squeeze your glutes together at the top of that good morning. And again, whatever you have left after the rep ranges is rest. If you want to continue going, you continue going. But you do have that chance to take some rest, take a bit of time off before going back into those push-ups. That's our mark. We're back into them. Again, we want to try and point one hand outwards while the other goes in a normal position. What this does is it forces one elbow, the hand that's pointing outwards, stay tucked in, while the other one follows a normal push-up pattern. And then again, it's that rest period if you take it. If you don't want to take it, don't take it. But in about 5 more seconds, we're back into those good mornings. Just like that. This is round 3 out of 5. Almost halfway there. Look at us go. Now, obviously, if anybody has anything that they need to say, like, hey, I need a modification, drop it into that chat box. I'll help you guys out there. But I feel like if nobody said anything yet, nobody's going to say anything. Unless Brian's going to start randomly texted and do the workout, meaning maybe he's not working as hard as he should be. Brian, I only bug you there. Good job. Yes, get some water if you need to. We need to take this time to stay hydrated because we're going to get fairly tired a little later on. We're back into those push-ups now. Now, if you've been watching me, I've been going a little quicker on my left side for those push-ups. My shoulder does not like push-ups at all, so I need to get them done a little bit quicker so that I can actually continue to do push-ups. The other side is fine. Now, whose chest is starting to feel nice and pumped up from those push-ups? Whose glutes and hammies are feeling fired up from these good mornings? Mine are starting to, which is good. It's where we want to be. Back into those good mornings. Slow on the way down, drive, and squeeze your glutes. That's the big thing I want you to focus on. Squeeze those glutes. So it's back down. Drive the hips forward, squeezing the glutes. Back down. When we go down, we're just going down till we feel those hamstrings. And then we are back up to guess what? Squeezing your glutes. We got to get some glute work done here today. So that's where these good mornings come into play. Ten more seconds here. Then we're going into those push-ups again. I'm going to take this one off. Shoulder's starting to bug me a little bit too much. So I'm going to sit here and, oh, I thought I was going to be able to watch people, but I'm not. So again, with those push-ups, you want to staggered hands. One hand pointing upwards, one hand pointing upwards. That's going to make it easier for you guys to stay in that staggered position. And that's going to get a whole different muscle group going. The hand that's pointing outwards, that one stays nice and tucked. That's going to help get our tricep a little bit more into that push-up. Again, you guys might know that. You might feel that already. And if you feel that, awesome. That's good. About 10 more seconds here. Then we'll be going into our last round of this. In 3, 2, 1, another set of those good mornings. Hinging over at the hips. Don't want to try and bend the two legs much. Just a nice soft bend. But if anybody's kind of squatting down like that, that's not really what we want to see. We want to see hips go back. And then knees kind of stay where they are. That's how we're going to get those hammies going. Now in a circuit like this, when we do these movements, every single rep should feel the same. If it doesn't, that's what we're working on. That's what we're working to correct. That's structural balance. That way, one leg is as strong as the other. One arm is as strong as the other. Back into those push-ups. And then we get that 3-minute rest. I'll kind of reiterate what we're doing in the next circuit. And then we'll get to it. Well, sorry, not next circuit, but next 10-minute EMOM. Nice job, everyone. Stay nice and in control. Get that chest pumped up, get those triceps pumped up. Maybe a little bit of the shoulders, but Really trying to hit the chest and the triceps here in these staggered push-ups. Good, 10 more seconds. Then we get a nice long 3-minute rest break. And relax. Relax, 3 minutes here. So once again, in our next 10-minute EMOM, so once we hit that interval 12 on that timer, after this 3-minute break, again, we've got that 45-second forearm plank followed by a 15-second rest. Then it's 15 seconds per side of that single leg prisoner good morning hold. That hold, again, you want to pick one leg up off the ground, and you're going to go into that nice iso hold, stretching that hamstring. 15 seconds may not seem like a lot, but unfortunately it is. 15 seconds is enough to get the hamstrings really fired up, enough to cause us to lose a little bit of balance. But you guys are strong. You guys got this. You've still got about 2 more minutes of rest here. Can't really see anyone, so. Oh, Rosalind is there. We are in a break, so just hang tight. 3 minutes is a long time, but we're just going based off the program. We'll give it still that extra minute and a half. Hopefully nobody really started to break too much of a sweat there. Not entirely sure. So one thing I miss seeing about you guys in person, see who starts sweating the most right away. That and I just miss seeing you guys in person. On Zoom just is not the same. But you guys are dedicated. You guys are committed. I am happy you are all here. Awesome. We got 1 more minute of rest, and then we go into the next 10-minute piece. Trash talking me while barbell good mornings made me sweat. Heck yeah, they did, Brian. Did I give you barbell good mornings? I can't remember. I think I did. Everybody else just doing bar or dumbbell or maybe even banded. I don't know what John's doing, but. So in about 30 seconds here, we are going into that forearm plank. If you guys need anything under your forearms to kind of soften it from the ground, by all means do so. But most of us probably not. Anyways, we got 15 more seconds getting set up for that forearm plank. In 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 45-second forearm plank here. Now we want to tuck our ribs towards our hips, get our core fired up, and make sure our shoulders are over our elbows. We don't want to be butt in the air. We don't want to be butt to the ground. We want to be in a nice line from shoulders to toes. Well, to heels, I guess. 15 more seconds here. Stay nice and tight. You got this. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. We're getting ready for those 15 seconds per side. Prisoner, goblet, single leg, iso hold. Wow, mouthful to say there. But again, hands go up above the head, and it is just kick one leg back till you feel the hamstring, holding that for 15 seconds. Trying to maintain balance as we do this. 2, 1, switch sides. Nice and easy. Not a long time to hold here, but just enough that our balance gets thrown off a little bit. And rest. Nice 30-second rest here. If you choose to, you can do these with a dumbbell, maybe not a barbell. That might be hard there, Brian, if you're doing that with a barbell. But you guys don't have to do these ones body weight unless you're like, hey, no, I need to work on my balance a little bit. Then by all means, do it as body weight. In 3, 2, 1, back to our forearm plank. Hips to ribs, keep that core tight. During something like this, you do want to try and control your breathing. If your breath gets out of control, you lose that tension in the core. So having a nice controlled breath, it's going to make your core feel a whole lot better, I tell you that. Just under 10 seconds to go here. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Ooh. Hopefully everyone's feeling good so far. We ain't even halfway done yet. Back into those iso holds. Really focus on your balance there. Get that stretch into the hamstring. So soft bend to the knees. And you can switch sides if you haven't. Keeping our hands behind our head allows us to stay in a more upright position with our chest. Allows us so that we don't, most of us can come out of this now. If you're doing the prisoner variation, the hands behind the head and the elbows pulled back allows you to keep your chest open, keep your back a little bit more neutral so that it doesn't fall down towards the ground. In 3, 2, 1, back into our planks. Lots of strong core work here. This is another piece of structural balance work because our core is going to be the structure of almost everything we do. If we have a weak core, our deadlifts aren't going to go well. Our back squats aren't going to go well. Front squats, they're not going to go well. So we need to make sure core is good. Core stays tight. Core stays strong. 2, 1, and rest. Now, some of you out there might be feeling like 45-second plank, it's a walk in the park. Some of us might be feeling like, oh my gosh, 45 seconds is a long time. Back into that iso hold, 15 seconds per side here. Hopefully nobody out there is saying 45-second plank is impossible. We like to think we've built some nice strong cores on all of you. And switch sides if you haven't. Ooh. Don't fall over. And rest. All right, everybody, we got 2 more rounds here. So a total of 4 more minutes of work. Then we'll take a bit of a rest before moving into our next and final piece. We are a little bit behind schedule of where I wanted to be. So if you do have to jump off right at 1 o'clock, by all means do so. But if you're willing to stick around a little bit longer, hang out with me for a little extra. But I'm thinking we might be 5 to 10 minutes over that 1 p.m. time. So if you do have to jet, by all means do so. You've still got a lot of time left in the class today. but the last thing is a big circuit. So that's why I'm giving you that heads up. 5 more seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Five more seconds, back into our single leg holds. Switch sides if you haven't. And rest if you aren't. Good job so far, everyone. We have one more round of this, and then we go into our big aerobic conditioning piece. It's going to be a big one today. You guys are going to do good. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last plank here, 45 more seconds. Nice and easy. Now, obviously, if your core is getting a little tired and you need to put a knee down, put a knee down or fight for it. I know you can do both. And again, make sure hips tucked to ribs. Get that core on fire. Keep those shoulders above your elbows. And stay strong. You guys got this. And rest if you aren't. Last 30 seconds of iso hold in here. So that 15 seconds on one side. Nice strong positioning. Keep your chest up and your ankles strong. And switch sides if you haven't. And rest. Look at that. We are done that 10-minute EMOM piece. I am going to go ahead and stop that timer there for us. Bring up our next timer. And then, there we go. So next, all we've got left is 22 minutes of work. That's going to put us a few minutes over, but it's all working at 80% aerobic effort today. So first 10 minutes, these are both AMRAPs. So you are trying to go for as many rounds as possible, but working again at that 80% effort. You're going to start off with 30 seconds of hollow rocks. Then you go into 10 hand release push-ups. And then everybody's favorite, 10 candlestick to roll up. I'll show you those again and the modifications if you need to. After a 2-minute rest, after that 10 minutes, you're going to do another 10 minutes of 50 jumping jacks, 10 side plank rotations per side, and 10 drop squats. So I'm just going to turn the screen share off for a second so that I can demo all these for you. So in that first 10 minutes, again, we've got the 30 seconds of hollow rocks. So we'll be in that extended position, rocking back and forth. If you need to, hands and knees can tuck in to make it easier. After that, you have 10 hand release push-ups. So flipping over to our push-up position, chest to the ground, hands come up, and then press yourselves back up. Then after that, you have your 10 candlestick to roll-ups. These are interesting. So what you're going to do for these, you're going to start in the standing position. You're going to go back, feet up into the air, roll yourself forward. Sorry, there is no tuck jump. So you're just standing. You don't actually have to jump like I just did. So again, it's down, feet come up, roll, and stand. If you need to make a modification for that, what I'm going to have you do is when you go down, you're going to roll your knees towards your chest and then just come to a seated position. I don't expect everyone to be able to do these. I struggle a lot with them. So I might do this variation where it's just back, forward. In the second 10-minute AMRAP, you have 50 jumping jacks. So just standing, jumping jack like normal. Everyone knows how to do these ones. 10 per side plank rotations. So that's in the side plank. You start here, rotate down to the ground, back up. And then lastly, 10 drop squats. So for those ones, you're in a standing position, then you're going to drop into a squat position. You want to briefly pull your feet up off the ground so that it's catch yourself in a squat position. It's a nice explosive movement. Can you demo the candlestick roll up again? Brian, do you actually need me to, or are you just trying to harass me? I think it's harassment at this point because I did 3 of them. Fun times. Anywho, because we're running low on time, I want to get this started. So get that screen share back up. So you guys have a timer. Now, just a quick reminder, it's the hollow rocks, hand release push-ups, and candlestick roll-ups. Our first 10 minutes is going to start in 3, 2, 1, and go. Quick demos there for you guys. Sorry about that. Apparently, I overprogram things, so that's my bad. But again, you're in that hollow rock position, 30 seconds. Watch the timer. We all may have started at separate times, that's why. After your 30 seconds, you're flipping over 10 of your hand release push-ups. So again, it's chest to the ground, hands go up. Now, I wish I could say I'm going to continue doing those push-ups. Unfortunately, I'm not. My shoulder hates push-ups for some reason. And then you do have your candlestick roll-ups again. Brian, if you want to watch me do these again, you can. But essentially, you go down, feet up in the air, and stand. It's a lot nicer without that tuck jump, I feel. That tuck jump made it so much harder. But again, it's down, feet in the air, stand. That, or maybe I'm just getting better at these. Except for the fact every rep I do, I lose my headphones. Nice job, everyone. Keep it up. Once again, once you do those 10, we are back into the hollow rocks. 30 seconds here. This pace, most of us probably looking to get around 3 to 4 rounds of this done. That is perfect. That is fine. Nothing says you need to do more than that. But again, just work out that 80% effort. So if you need to, by all means, grab some water. And if you need any variations on stuff, please, again, let me know. Now, if you're like me and you need a variation for push-ups because maybe your shoulder is angry, maybe your shoulder hates you like mine hates me, I'm gonna do plates chest press just to get some form of chest exercise in there. Because believe it or not, this actually does not bug it. It's only push-ups now. Or if you just don't really want to do push-ups, you can do something like a chest fly. You can do dumbbell hex press. You can do plate press. You can do anything really to hit the chest. Right, candlestick roll-ups. The one thing all of us apparently are practicing because we're getting so much better at these. Was doing so good with that one. Did 7 of my 10 reps without losing my headphones. And then they just went flying. Good job, everyone. Keep it up. Keep pushing through. I'm back in to my hollow rocks. And then again, your hand release push-ups, or in my case, play chest press. And then candlestick roll-ups. Everybody's new favorite thing. I actually don't mind them now. Now that I've actually been able to get them and understand how to do them, they come a lot easier. If anybody else is struggling with them, please let me know. We can find a variation, or I can look at your camera, help you through them, see what needs to be done. But what I've found, as you roll back, when you get to the top, you're gonna kick your legs forward as fast as you can, trying to get as much momentum as you can to bring yourself to that upright position. So again, down, throw the legs forward, stand. It's not gonna be pretty each time, but it works. It's back down, feet up, explode. I'm gonna face the other way in case my silly cat decides to come back. Surprise me. I don't want to crush her doing these. Good. Looks like everybody's still working nice and hard. Keep it up. Keep going. Back into those hollow rocks. Unless you're ahead of me, then that's fine. I'm a slow worker, so. We got about 40 more seconds. I'm going to try and get a few more Ken 6 in here. So again, it's sit down, feet up, explosive power. Ooh. A little one for the blooper reel. Did not use enough power. So again, it's back down, explosive power. 2, 1, and rest. So we got a 2-minute rest here. Then we finish off with another 10-minute AMRAP. Just as a quick reminder for you guys, if you look at the screen, in the last 10 minutes, it's that 50 jumping jacks, 10 per side plank rotations, side plank rotations, sorry. And then 10 drop squats. If anybody has any issues with the drop squats, maybe it starts to bug your knees or something, let me know. We can throw you into pop squats, which will essentially be the opposite of that. So let us know. And yeah, 10 more minutes of work. That's all you guys got. But for now, take that rest, grab some water, do what you need to do. Maybe if for Brian, and I can't see your screen, you need to wipe off some sweat, by all means, man, use that time to do this. Good job, everyone. A little bit more work to go here. Go back to our timer so that we don't accidentally miss our starting time. We've still got about 30 seconds, 50 jumping jacks to start. Again, maintain that 80% output. In about 20 seconds, we're gonna get started. All we've got left is 10 more minutes, guys. Absolutely crushing it today. In 10 seconds, we will get started. 3, 2, 1, and After your 50 there, you are into those side plank rotations. Just in that side plank position, hand goes up, touch the elbow to the ground. And then 10 on the other side. And then those drop squats. Essentially, if I have to describe them again, for the drop squats, you're in a tall standing position, feet come slightly up off the ground, and then you catch yourself into a squat position. It's just 10 of those. Then back into those jumping jacks. Or if you do have any other cardiovascular equipment, you can do anywhere from, let's say, even like a 50-second run to 45-second row to whatever you need to do for that cardiovascular. I'm sticking with jumping jacks because why not? Ooh, I don't know about you guys. My calves are burning during those jumping jacks. Once you're done those again, you're into those side plank rotations. If you're wondering where I've disappeared to, I'm grabbing a pillow for my elbow because my pesky shoulder. If any of you need to do the same, by all means do so. Ten per side, then those pop squats. Or if you're already back into it, jumping jacks. This circuit here should be getting us nice and sweaty. Unless you're Brian, in which you're sweaty from the goblet or from the barbell good mornings. You're welcome, man. Good job, everyone. Keep going. Now, just a quick reminder, it is 1 o'clock. If anybody does have to jump off right away, by all means do so. Let me know, say bye. And if not, continue working. You guys got this. We got just under 3 more minutes to go. Good job, everyone. Last little push here for today. Most of us should have enough time for at least one more round. Or if you're still working hard, just keep going at it. Keep trying to do as much as you can here. Last minute of work here. Keep it up, keep pushing through. We're almost done. It's almost freedom time. About 40 seconds to go. Three, two, one, and rest. Hey, everyone, awesome job today. Let's turn that screen share off. If anybody's like, oh my God, Cory, that was way too much, by all means, you can either turn on your mic now and let me know, or you can drop a message in the chat, or you can just continue to work hard. You guys are really good. Thank you all for joining me today on Saturday, Boxing Day. I don't know if anybody got out to do any Boxing Day shopping. If you want to brag about what you bought today, you by all means can. I bought nothing. I bought a cell phone yesterday, but that was about it.
Thanks, Cory.
Yeah, thanks for coming in today.
Bye, Micah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Bye, Brian.
Bye.
See you, Brian.
Bye.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. John, how do you feel?
Great.
I can't tell if that's sarcasm.
I feel great too, maybe even better. So.
Oh yeah, yeah.